a couple of jobs I'm actually hoping to see would actually, okay, so let's start off with, of course, I'm be changing it over to the standard, okay, SPD3, I think that's a male, pretty sure, nope, okay, so that's actually, okay, so, sorry to make this look sexist and all, but like, okay, so now what we need to do is just get out a standard police cruiser. So one of the jobs I'd know we'll be able to do is traffic cops. So traffic cops are usually the ones that are floating around in the Crown Vics, may I say. So that's the reason why we're out in the Crown Victoria, marked Crown Vic. As well as you could be a detective, which I don't really have the stuff for as a detective and all that. So we'll start off as in like. Probably most likely it's one of the jobs, as I said, is going to be traffic cop, where you just monitor the streets and all that, make sure we don't have any speeders, or like what I just done then, cross the double lines by accident, or red light runners and all that. Make sure we don't make sure all their streets are safe and all that. Yes, I do. That's one of the jobs that you'll be most likely able to do, is definitely a traffic cop. That is a high chances of actually seeing that as a thing. Another is okay, so let's just quickly swap that out for I'm pretty sure it's that cruiser right there, as I've got every single cruiser. There we go. The next thing you'll be able to definitely be is a interceptor as well, which these guys are usually, if you get that 1-2 star once a level, you know, like how you get the speed enforcement vehicles like these things here, and these things are fast too, may I say. Well, no wonder why. They are based off the 2013 Ford Interceptor, which is actually a pretty quick car in real life. The other one was a Beep 2009 Ford Crown Vic, which they're not that fast, but they can still be used for interceptions. So that's why they do use them in chases. But they would mainly pull out these. If not, they'll pull out the Dodge, which is another interceptor vehicle. Like these are like now these days in GTA, this is just your standard patrol vehicle, but they still do get into a lot of pursuits. The main interceptor vehicle will be most likely able to see, if I can get the right car. There it is, the 2009 Charger. So so this is definitely one of the newer. This is probably going to be most likely one of the interceptors. If not, most likely we'll be seeing some new cars, and these will be just standard all patrol cars. This could end up being a detective anyway. Like this could end up being a D's car. Apart from a slick top version, which would actually be rather nice to see. Especially this in as a detective, you know, without the signs up on the roof. We already have the undercover versions, sadly they're for FIB only, which sadly offline you can't get anymore, or else I'd have got it. It would have been a replacement for one of the trucks that I do have, which that actually does bring me on to the next character, which Blaine County Sheriff's you'd definitely about to be one of these people. Yep, mine's a female character there, so for that, where is the Sheriff's Cruiser? There we go. I know I'm out in the city, but you'd be seeing like these for floating around a fair bit out there. So this is definitely one vehicle that you would most like. This is one vehicle yet again we'll be able to definitely get and be able to obtain. Just like the other vehicles that you just seen then. So this is like your usual country cop car. Like, but most likely also using the SUVs. It's high chances of seeing the sheriff SUVs. Sheriff SUV. We should be straight into it. There we go. I wish I did have a Park Ranger now. So this is one of the 3 SUVs we would be able to get. I'm pretty sure we would be able to get the Parky as well, which if you don't know what that is, it's the Park Ranger one. Park Rangers do use a bit more vehicles in real life. I know that they use more than just Chevy Tahoes. The Tahoe is also one of the most popular cop vehicles. As I was saying, these are some of the most popular vehicles over in the US. The Chevy Tahoes or the Crown Vics. High chances of seeing an undercover Crown Vic would be pretty high, especially with the feds around, which that does bring me on to one of the next roles. Of course, I'm going to have to, I can use out of the actual FIB, or I'll just use my own character, as my own character is an FIB agent. Well, she's more of the, I will talk a bit more into her role a bit later on, so we're going to just go quickly and become the standard FIB agent. These guys would be most likely seen floating around in the SUVs, if not the undercover variants of the, you know, standard Crown Victorias, but these guys would be mainly floating around these. As well as this would be also Secret Services, if they add in presidential later on and all that. Be higher chances of seeing pretty good chances of also seeing presidential, because that is also another thing that is very requested, is like a presidential stuff and all that. This is actually starting to kill out the mods. We're starting to get a bit more realistic with GTA. Eventually, you know, role players and all that will be coming to the roof on PlayStation, Xbox and PCs, which slowly start dying out on their ones, because it's like, dude, we already have this stuff, but it ain't mods on PlayStation. Apart from we'll be having the Rockstar created vehicles, that's another thing. And a lot of people's request is actually have real life vehicles in. I see where Rockstar's come from with not actually doing that, because of the fact that they have to get all the licensing, have to make sure the licensing is valid and all that, you know, because the fact that they're having some legal issues with GTA 4 nowadays because of one of the licenses for one of the songs have expired, so they that's the reason why they're doing all this. Could end up happening to some of the songs in GTA 5 as well, so we end up seeing song changes. It could be Rockstar created songs, just to, you know, stop all that stuff. Back down in the day, they had some legal issues with Guns N' Roses with one of their songs on GTA San Andreas as well, so that's another thing. So yeah, just a bit of a background why Rockstar also done this, as well as the fact that this is a parody of the United States. This is not completely based off it. It's Rockstar's version of, for example, Los Angeles, Vinewood Hills, Hollywood. So right about now would be in Hollywood at the moment. So yeah. Apart from, as you can see, it doesn't have all that stuff like the actual Hollywood does. As well as another thing would be quite happily to see is some feds actually patrolling. Like, you rarely see the feds in GTA Online. If not, you barely see them. You see them most likely. You see more chances offline than online because of the fact that you're working with the feds offline. I get it that you help out with the IAA and all that, but like, give some stuff for people who want to be like me, who wants to be a fed. Like, this is it would be rather cool. Also, definitely bring that DLC to life. So you would have your standard feds. Most likely you'll be seeing them in that, or you will be seeing them in the unmarked cruisers. I'm just going to quickly try to skip 2 of them, because they're the 2 that my main character herself will be using. You'll be seeing them in a red, well, you know, the silver cars as well. You would be seeing them in the red, black, or blue, but you'd be most likely seeing them more in a silver or a blue type of car. Or even silver or black, like, because they mainly use the blacks, including LSPD for some reason do use these cars. These are supposed to be fed vehicles, so I don't know why the police are using them. The only things that I wish I could remove off this car to make it a bit more subtle and hide, I would definitely hide the lights from the grille, like in the grille, because if you look closer in the grille, you'd see the siren sitting there. I'd have a bit more realistic, because I would have a tint strip up at the top, just to hide the lights up at the top, which is actually perfectly legal in real life to actually have that. I'd have my back window tinted as well, just to hide the sirens there. If it was up to me, I would be most likely having those two fog lights as lights. Yeah, but I see why Rockstar doesn't do that, because their sins do get in a whole lot of fender benders, so the grille does sound like a good idea. I would just not have like the light sticking out of it, because if you look carefully at the grille, it's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a cop car. I can tell that this is a cop car. One, you've got the nudge bar. Two, you've got the spotlights. Three, those red and blue lights just give everything away. Up at the back, it's a little bit more, so there's a standard Crown Victoria driving around. How suspicious, because we usually never use these Crown Vics. Oh well. Because yes, civilians, they use an older model Crown Vic. They use the 90s Crown Vics. Which would have made it a bit more hard to spot these type of Crown Vics, the undercover ones, if Rockstar did put in like standard versions of these for standard civilians, as well as them come in handy for like modification of these. But another good news is I did get my other account back yesterday. Was on it last night. Some of the video footage I think was on. Yeah, it was on that account with the new car. The new car, I don't really like. If you got a lot of money and you're bored and just want to be an idiot with your money in GTA, I do recommend getting it for that. But like, if you just want a car to casually drive around in, I don't really recommend it for like a casual driver. I recommend it for being an idiot, pretty much. Sorry if some people actually do like that car. Now which colour is this Crown Vic? Oh, that's the silver one. What's that top one? There we go. There's the blue one. So here's another one of the cars that they'll be also using. I do recommend to look out for a range of colours, but that's also to actually get into a higher ranking FBI, like, because I do know that they do police station checks to make sure like they're working and all that, which that's where my character can come quite in handy right about now. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? There she is. Okay, now I just have to get the right coloured Crown Vic out, because there's two... I go by two different coloured Crown Vics for this character. Where's the red one? If that's the red one... Okay, so this one is her stand... This one will be like, if the bosses are out on patrol. This is like my predicament. If the bosses are out on patrol, or, you know, like, if a higher rank's actually floating around, I would be using more of the black one. Like, for example, when it comes to me, when I'm on my own, I'm bored in director mode, I use this as a standard patrol vehicle. And then next, in the red one, I'll be using as a police station inspector. If you don't know what they are, these are the feds that would actually go up to your local police station in their cars, like, not even having any sirens or shit on. Like, they'll just get out, instantly check up on the police station, make sure everyone's doing their job, because if they're not doing their job, they're most likely fired. Which, there's the red Crown Vic. These are all four colours that you can get as well. Sadly, you can't really obtain them online at this current stage in time. That's another reason why I was using director mode, because these cars are actually coming from my offline. Okay, so for example, what that would do is half of the time the police wouldn't even know that they're coming up for inspections until they pull up. That's how sudden it is. So I think we might. That's why when it comes to like role players and all that, especially me, it's like, okay, I actually think we might want to do our jobs, or else we can lose them because I've heard that the feds are around. Okay, so that's just completely fucking confusing that all lights are red. Another thing is these guys would be most likely deep under as well. Like, these guys don't even have, like, they have their badge on them and all that. It's like, but they usually like wearing plain clothes, not like my character. She's actually in uniform. Okay, so yep. So yeah, that's another thing that would be most likely able to do. Another thing is parking inspector, which those guys have the most boring job on earth. It's like they're like, talking about another Dodge. Okay, I just broke my subtle approach to the station, so these are the ones that would usually have the most subtle and just rock up whenever they rock up. So it's like, oh crap, inspectors here. What they check out for is if the officers are outside of doing their job, which I don't get why a couple of officers are standing out in the snow anyway. That's one thing that I don't get is why does cops stand out in the snow? So yeah. They check the insides, like, okay, so nobody's actually waiting in queue and all that. That's good. They check up on everyone, so if you're on your phone and all that, prepare to be tapped on the shoulder lightly. Say, can you please get off your phone? This is not time for phone, this is time for work.
Definitely.
Unless if they're doing like work-related stuff, which that guy probably is. Same with that guy. They're probably doing like case notes on their phone. Audi just sitting around doing their stuff. They do check everywhere on the station. I don't get why one guy's standing out there. So we've got a couple of cops over here just
I love my country.
Talking. Okay, so they're doing their job. Yeah, he's got to make sure some of them are actually also on foot patrol as well. Because we have seen a couple of patrol units go past, so it's actually a pretty good sign. I didn't even see that sneaky bloody one up there. Keep forgetting one stands up there. They might need to start clearing out their rubbish. I didn't even see the sneaky bitch. I'm probably going to get censored for that, but oh well. So then what they would do is ask for the captain, which every station has their own individual captain. So for example, if let's say you could enter the captain's office offline, captain was there, I'd write down the score out of, it's actually a score out of 1,000. If you get below 500, it's a very, very high check. It's a higher, the lower the score, the higher it is to actually get the place shut down. If you get a 0, try not to aim for a 0 because that's actually rather stupid, as the fact that a 0 just equals to you getting just instant shutdown. So, for example, online would also be checking down the cell areas and all that, checking the locker rooms, checking the, be checking everywhere, including their lockers as well, to, you know, make sure that they don't have any, stuff like that, as well as go upstairs, check for the resources that they would have. Check absolutely everywhere, even including the janitor's area, just to make sure, you know, there's no drugs or narcotics and stuff everywhere. Would also be able to open that door, check it out probably, well, most likely, because I'd have no choice but to have all their doors unlocked that day. Sum it up one right there. And then come up, check out on the roof to make sure, you know, the roof is, got their helicopter sitting here, which, offline, I actually might pinch, because that's another vehicle we'll be most likely able to purchase as well, get our hands on, is the police heli. So that's another couple more things you might be able to do. So there's that. Of course, what I'm doing is like later on during the update, if you can go by Fed. So yeah, this is just some of the things you might be able to do. So yeah, that's pretty much just the update for today. Every update on this is most likely going to be here in Director-Mate or over in Creator, where you can get all the cars. So yeah. Till then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.